313watkins.com. Streaming on Roku.
You don't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and
This is the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy E. Jones and want to thank you for being here today with us. Don't forget, we're on the air every Wednesday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. And you can also watch the broadcast on 15.2 on Sundays. That's 15.2 on Sundays. And of course, when you're calling in or watching the show right now, you can call in. The numbers are located there. And we'd like for you to talk to your friends and your fans and all the persons. And for those persons who did not have a happy Father's Day, I want to take this time to give you a happy Father's Day late. As a man to a man, we know that sometimes we get our recognition, quote, late. So happy Father's Day to the guys who didn't get it. Also, we do want to let you understand that we have Dr. Watson is here with us this morning and this evening and all day long, and he's going to be doing a telehealth and talking to other things that he's doing with his Health Beat portion. My partner, Michelle, is going to be out for today, and you are going to be in for today, okay? So again, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and hope that many of you had an opportunity to come in and celebrate with our CEO, President, Mr. R.J. Watkins, and celebrate his birthday party and come in and talk with him, and came by and talked with him, shook his hand and put something special there. We hope that everyone will enjoy the running of that program when it's prepared. Dr. Watson.
Good morning, Mr. Billy Jones.
You're there live out of the Bay Area, and it has been fantastic here. We're having this what I like about the Michigan, Detroit area, a change of weather. It was a little cool, a little rainy, and it's going to get hot a little bit later this week, but it's nice. It's cool. It's nothing overbearing to us out here.
Well, that's good. It's cool out here, too, particularly in the morning. It's in the 50s. Of course, that's not anything like it is in some of the East Coast cities, which is cool, which is down in the 30s and 20s, particularly when it's snowing and so on. But as you just talked about, it's warming up in the afternoon. So it's getting close to 70 in the Bay Area. Inland, it's 80 degrees in some of the areas. So one of the risk factors that we have in California are fires. We have a lot of fires during this period of time, so we got to be real careful. People out barbecuing. We got the 4th of July coming up, and people are going to be out barbecuing. And one year, I worked at night on the 4th of July. People had come over during the day, and we barbecued, and my wife and family still stayed to enjoy the afternoon. And our backyard caught on fire. The deck caught on fire. And we were very fortunate to put it out. It didn't burn the house down or anything, but you got to really look out for fires during the hot seasons.
All right. Yes, that's true. That's the way it works. You got to watch out for them hot spots. And, speaking of that, I'll tell you something kind of stupid on my part. I came here and wanted to barbecue and got a grill and wanted to put it on the front porch.
Mm-hmm.
My neighbor from across the street said, hey, what you doing? What you doing? I say, I'm on the corner and I'm gonna barbecue on the porch, and if somebody come by and they want something, I'm gonna give them a little something. She said, we don't do that in our neighborhood. Get that grill off the porch.
So that was not allowed
No.
in Detroit, huh?
Well, the thing is that Detroiters are going to do what they want to do. However, we have homeowners who have been living in those neighborhoods for years and years and years, and there are those who will tell you exactly what the expectations of the upkeep of their neighborhood. And so that person is no longer with us, and I've seen folks putting the grill on the front porch. I don't say nothing. Let everybody do what they want to do. But it taught me there are certain etiquettes that you don't break in the neighborhood.
Well, there's another important thing. I'm working with some people out here in the Bay Area. We have this issue of illegal dumping. Illegal dumping. And when you look around homeless camps, a lot of times there's trash, there's illegal dumping that's placed out, and sometimes people drive from other cities and they will go to a place where there are homeless individuals and they'll dump their trash and make it look like the homeless people did it, but they really didn't do it. And here's the thing, not only does it just generally look bad, but it causes hazardous to your health. So when people talk about not barbecuing in certain areas, smoke comes up. You look in places like Los Angeles, and you have a lot of toxins and smog in the air. It's not fog, it's smog. And that smog inhaled can cause worsening of asthma, worsening congestive heart failure. We find that there's an increased incidence of cancers. And also in those areas you will get rodents that could have rabies and other things within the trash. So out here in California,
you'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Like Hunters Point in San Francisco, or in areas like West Oakland that are near the Bay Bridge. And it used to be, well, it still is, you have to pay a toll to cross the bridge, so there's always a backup of cars. And when this backup of 100 cars are sitting still and they got their engines going, and then carbon monoxide and smog is coming out, here's neighborhoods that typically have been African American neighborhoods that breathe that in. And studies have shown that Dr. Mike Lenore, who's an allergist, and myself and another doctor from UC San Francisco found that there's increased asthma in the neighborhoods that are near these toxins. And the toxins now we're seeing in certain areas are coming from the dumping, and they may be coming from industrial areas. We've had certain cities out here. There was a big fire in one of the towns that lasted for about 3 days, and an industrial facility caught on fire. You have Richmond, you have the Chevron gas refinery. And people in these areas have increased asthma, increased cancers, increased congestive heart failure. So,
well, stay where you are, doctor. Just a quick question, because I lived in Oakland, and the location of the West Oakland part of Oakland that caught all of those traffic, all those trucks, and all of that congestion getting to those transportation areas. West Oakland, health-wise, that used to be considered the lower part of Oakland. After everybody moved out and black folks took it over, West Oakland was not a good place to be located health-wise. That's somewhat. Can you tell us something about that history, please?
Yes. Well, West Oakland was in the 40s you had this great migration from the South, from Louisiana, from Texas, and people found that they could get jobs in California, and they could get jobs in the military bases in Alameda, in Oakland, in Richmond, and these areas that I'm talking about are right on the water, right on the bay. And so African Americans migrated to the area called West Oakland. And West Oakland is right where you get on the bridge to go to San Francisco, right where you're leaving Oakland and get on the bridge to go to San Francisco. Well, there was a decision made later in the 50s when African Americans had bought all these houses in West Oakland to bring a freeway right through the middle of West Oakland and then take it to the Bay Bridge. And at the Bay Bridge, you had to stop and pay a toll. So you had this backup all the time. So this disproportionately affected the African Americans who have made this great migration from the South.
And Doc, please keep your thought, but I just want to throw this in there. Folks have to remember, you're talking about those years, 1950-ish, etc. Let us understand that the emissions that the cars were emitting at that time were highly toxic. Highly toxic. Your car could be sitting there blowing up in smoke, but it didn't matter. So that is the type of pollution that area was going through on a constant basis. I just want people to understand that it's not like the cars now. We're talking about those cars were simply cars that could go any place, sit and park, and was emitting gas that could hurt you.
And also you had the big trucks
as
well.
Yes.
The big trucks. But, here's the other interesting thing, as I'm saying, is illegal dumping. We have a situation in Oakland. We've got a wonderful mayor, Mayor Barbara Lee, who used to be a congressperson also. And there's an initiative called Keep the Town Clean. Keep the Town Clean.
Okay.
So every week, volunteers and others from the city go out to different neighborhoods and pick up this trash that's being dumped. Well, not only is it an issue of making it look good, making your neighborhoods look good, but a lot of this trash will release methane gas, and it'll have rodents going through, and it will have other fungal toxins coming through. And so some of us are working on doing air quality assurance and testing the air quality in East Oakland, West Oakland, and these are areas where African Americans live. And so not only does the illegal dumping affect the look of the place, but it's affecting the health. And it's not just from cars and the exhaust coming from cars, it's from the toxins.
Okay.
You figure out, let's say a contractor takes a group of people and paints a bunch of houses and apartments, and then they come to your neighborhood because it costs to dump at certain places. It costs, if you go to a dump place that's legal, you have to pay money. So they come and they drop all their paint cans and stuff in your neighborhood, and so now all this lead and toxins are starting to come, and you get it in the water. And all through the United States, some of these things have been found in the water and so on.
Hey, Doc, that's great. That's great. And so we can see how that works because, again, I've watched Facebook and they shown some areas of Oakland, West Oakland, is Oakland, period, and they have blocks and blocks and blocks of trash that's piled at least 3, 4, 5 feet high for blocks. So we understand that. People live in areas and understand that. Tell me this. What are some of the symptoms that you are having some reaction to these toxins that's in the air? If you're living in those particular type of environments and people say, oh, I can't breathe. Oh, I got asthma type of, I'm having an asthma attack. How does that affect folks who are born with a breathing challenge? Are they more subjected to having greater health issues from breathing these toxins, or how does that work?
Absolutely. There's no question about it. It causes, you have your mouth, and then you have the bronchial tubes that go from your mouth down into your lungs, and they split out like arms on a tree. If you could imagine the look of that, if you look at what an arm on a tree looks like, and it spreads out. Well, these toxins that are inhaled cause the bronchioles to spasm. They pinch to try to, it's a natural way of trying to protect ourselves from toxic inhalants. And so they pinch, and when they pinch, they also release excessive mucus and become inflamed. And so now you got a situation where you got mucus down in your airways and your lungs, and the airway now has pinched down, and you can't get air to go in.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we have found that helped that, and it's a plus and minus situation, is steroids. Steroids, either inhaled or taken by mouth, reduce the inflammation in the airway, and they dry up the mucus, and they help the airway to relax. And of course, there's a medicine called albuterol.
Mm-hmm.
That's an inhaled medicine that opens the airways and relaxes the bronchial muscles and relaxes the bronchial spasms. So, our kids are inhaling this at their schools. In San Francisco, I don't know if you remember, of course, I know you do, but Hunters Point is built right on an old naval base.
Right.
And that naval base used to make bombs and had toxic chemicals in the bombs, and those toxic chemicals got into the soil. So when it finally became a housing environment, and the same in Richmond, you had Point Chicago in Richmond, in which they were making bombs secretly, and the bombs actually blew up and killed over 100 black men.
Mm-hmm.
The government tried to keep that silent for years and years, and eventually it came out, and mainly there were African Americans who were loading these ships with these bombs in the Richmond area.
Okay.
They called it Point Chicago, and as a result, many of them died, and a lot of them ran away and wouldn't come back.
Okay, but Doc, so we can move in terms of, like I said, so we know that people who are born with a challenging breathing situation, who are living in that environment, are more susceptible to being physically challenged, health challenged, as they grow older, and continue to breathe those type of environments, live in that type of environment.
And I have to think, and maybe you can answer this question better for me. Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, where it was one of the #1 car factory places. Have you heard of a lot of asthma or environmental health problems in Michigan where they were making cars? And as you said earlier, they didn't have as many refined engines. What's your thought about that?
I really could not.
Legislation on it.
I
know that there was toxic water out there.
Yes, I really would not be able to represent the conditions of Detroit or Michigan, being that I'm not a person from here. Only been in this area since 2002, so I'm not fluent in.
Not sure about it.
Yeah, so I don't want to just.
I would imagine that there was some fallout as a result of.
But because we're, But we do know that in all these areas, there will be hot spots that these dumping areas, these areas where they have buried stuff, etc., could and would and probably do exist, etc. But let's move on to going back. What if you are living in an area that you discover is on a site that is toxic, but it's okay that they were able to build homes and settlement in those areas? Is there a way that you can find out? And if you find it out, is there something that you can do health-wise to help yourself stay healthier?
Well, that's an excellent question. And you probably would have to try to go to local government and find out issues related to air quality assurance, issues related to the soil. Now, here's another thing, is if you live near a place in which people are growing fruits and vegetables and they're spraying stuff, raid and pest removal sprays, and then that spray gets into the air, and then that air blows into your neighborhood. So you'd have to go to your local government and try to ask those questions, and certainly that's a major issue. Then what can you do about it? Well, you can ask groups like OSHA, Occupational Health and Safety, to come in and do environmental assessments, and then you may have to go through the city council and different places to ask them to come and do a cleanup. And if it's that bad, in Oakland years ago, actually Richmond, near the Chevron refinery, there was a big fire, and it went all through the neighborhoods, the smoke and all the dust and everything dropped on the cars and messed up people's houses. Well, Chevron actually had lost a lawsuit, and they had to go pay all these people a certain amount of money to clean up their homes and their neighborhoods and their cars and so on. So it depends, and that's still a factor here, is that there are certain industries.
Doc, we're going to have to get prepared to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back shortly with Dr. H. Jeffrey Watson. Again, I am Billy E. Jones, and there are going to be some other subjects that we're going to bring into this play, because I do want Doctor to explain to you more for those persons who have had or who are having difficulties breathing, to understand that there are other things potentially associated with how and why you're having breathing issues, and that you can call, and that you will be able to in the future be able to talk with Dr. Watson about your breathing situation. But I also want to try to say that we are here. Dr. Watson is here. You have a medical doctor that is saying to you, prepare yourself in the future. Those of you who are going to be losing your insurances, those of you who don't have insurances, those of you who don't like to go to the doctor's offices or be admitted to the hospitals, who have questions about your health, about your friends' health, about your children's health, you are able to come in on a Wednesday morning from 10 to 11 and know that you can call those numbers that you see on the screen, and you can talk to a medical doctor that can take care of you right on the air. That's Dr. H. Jeffrey Watson, MD. This is Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy Jones. We'll be back very shortly. Stay tuned and tell your friends about us, okay?
You don't have to go anywhere, because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence mattered. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Billy E. Jones, Talk Beat Jones. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WHPR TV 33 Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
If you enjoy the music, the talk, and the vibe right here on WHPR, we need your support. Help us keep independent radio alive by sending a Cash App donation of whatever you can to $WHPR TV Radio. Every dollar makes a difference. That's $WHPR TV Radio. Support the station that supports you.
You may be entitled to money left over from the auction sale of your foreclosed property in March of this year. To get any money left over from the sale of that property, you must file a claim using the Notice of Intent to File a Claim form by July 1st. You can download the claims form going to the Treasurer's website, clicking on the box that says Claims and Auctions, and then clicking on the yellow box that says Notice of Intent Claims Form, or use the QR code on your screen. It's your money. Start the process now, but you must file a claim by July 1st.
Hey, what's up? This is Timmy Tim. I got all of Detroit on lock to bring you the best in late night entertainment, from music videos to artist interviews to concerts and special events. So you rappers, comedians, club promoters, small business owners want to be on Timmy Tim Live? Give us a call at 313-828-0848 or email me at timmytimlive@gmail.com.
313watkins.com. Streaming on Roku.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and
All right. This is the Talk Beat Jones. Once again, I am Billy E. Jones. My partner, Miss Michelle, is not here today. She'll be back potentially next week. But I do have Dr. H.G. Watson on the line with me. And also want to let you know that, folks, tell your friends they can go to Watkins TV and go to 313watkins.com. 313watkins.com. And you can watch the program. We're streaming all over. Got the Roku box, got the Amazon, etc. So you can see it, talk to us from anywhere in the world. I want to say to all the folks who send me those wonderful texts and who are following the stories, etc. I appreciate you. I love you. And I thank you very much for all those folks that I didn't get any calls from on Father's Day from around the world. I want to wish you guys happy Father's Day late anyway. I was talking about the guys, y'all. Anyway, Dr. Watson, I want to let folks know. Yeah, I want to let folks know that right now they can go to $, go to your Cash App. You can go to $, WHPR.TV.radio. Hashtag WHPR, $WHPR.TV. No dots. Boy, I tell you. Hashtag $, WHPR TV. Okay. Yeah, I was reading something. Okay, got that. I tell you, when you write something down and you put those little dots, Doc, we talk about using the phones, using computers and such, and you got all the little things you have to do. Otherwise, they say you're in the wrong site. I put on my cheat card the wrong little dots.
Oh boy!
But
I write down what I got to do every day on a piece of paper,
Mhm.
or a card. You know, and some people say you should put it in your phone because phones have little message things and stuff.
Yeah.
I write it down. I have so many. I have several pieces of paper in front of me right now, just like you.
Yes.
So I can remember. You know?
And you know,
As we talk about Father's Day, Billy, I thought about my father, great Dr. James Watson.
yes.
And Dr. James Watson, in 2007, fell down in the middle of the night, hit his head on the wall, and it bled into his brain.
Oh.
And that was his ultimate demise. He passed from falling. And so, you know, when you went off the air, I was asking you, how important do you think it is to people to know about falling?
Wait, Doc. You got me on the air, and I just have to go through an emotion real quickly because folks have to understand I don't show emotions per se. However, this one hit me to hear about your father, who's a very dear loved man in the Bay Area that I know of. I know we loved him. And to hear of his demise, I had no idea, Doc. I still thought your father was still with us.
No, he passed in 2007, and it was a result of a fall. You know, it wasn't a heart attack, it wasn't cancer, but it was a fall. And he fell and hit his head, and he bled into his brain and passed away about that. And so, you know, today, as I thought about it, I wanted people to know the importance of dealing with falls.
Yes.
And falls are the second leading cause of unintentional injury deaths worldwide. Falls are the second leading cause of people dying worldwide unintentionally.
Yes.
Each year, about 684,000 individuals die from falls globally, of which over 80% are in the low and middle income countries. Now, here's the key thing, and this is for you and me, because, mainly for me, because I know you're a younger man than me. Older than 60 years of age, adults over the 60 years of age, of which I am,
okay,
suffer the greatest number of fatal falls. 37.3 million falls are severe enough to require medical attention. And there are prevention strategies like different exercises, putting bars around your toilets or in your showers or in your tubs. And so here's something interesting. I'm going to ask you to do something I don't think you probably ever did on TV or on your show.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you in a minute here to stand up.
Can't do it.
Are you right-handed? Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Hey, Doc, I can tell you straight up, can't do it. and you know, it's a funny thing about that. It takes me back to the 8th grade when I was being punished for something, and Mr. Lou Jones had me, you know, we had numbers we had to stand up on. And Mr. Lou Jones came and told me to put my foot above my ankle and stand on one foot for the rest of the class. Huh? You do those things as a youngster, you don't think about it. And I was just trying to do that just the other day, to do the 1 foot stand-up test. Couldn't complete it. so I'm not going to fall on TV.
Well, let me tell you this. And when I exercise, which I try to do about 3 or 4 times a week, I try to practice that standing on one foot, because being able to stand on one foot requires, muscular coordination. It requires neurologic coordination, and the center of balance is in your inner ear. The cochlea is the center of balance, and the cerebellum in your brain is the area of balance. So being able to stand on one foot is a very important determinant of your health and your ability to not fall. So
Well,
I would ask your...
Doc, hold on a minute, Doc. Just, to do that, I just want to, again, put a little push to that. To do it, I could not, with the shoes that I have on, and of course they have the insoles, etc., be able to get a comfortable flat surface from my foot to the body without that circumstances there. And I'm saying this for folks who, I walked around for years without tying my shoes, letting my feet be able to just walk and expand, and it did. So for the first time in some years, I tied my shoes, and the ability to walk, stand up proper is so different. It's so different than when I was walking around with my shoes untied. Balance issues, walking issues, didn't put the associations together. But I just want to let you understand that this test that you're speaking of, folks, am I incorrect, Doc? Because I'm thinking that you're talking about on your flat feet, not with shoes or other items.
Yeah, on your flat feet, not with shoes.
Okay.
I don't want you to get your high heels with platforms and try to do it. You need to be in your socks or barefoot.
Okay.
And let's say if you're right-handed, I would suggest that people try on their left foot, their non-dominant foot, and see how long. And the first time you do it, be close to a wall or be close to a desk or something that you can put your hand on if you can't stay on that foot very long. Now, if you cannot, and then count or take your watch and look. If you cannot stand on one foot, your non-dominant foot, for more than 10 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If it's less than 10 seconds, you are going to have a major risk of a fall. Just on general principle, even if you don't have, like you just said, you don't tie the strings, you could trip over the shoestring.
Right.
One foot steps on the shoestring, it catches you, and you fall down.
That's right.
I'm gonna tell you, when I was at Summit Hospital one day, I had on this beautiful tan suit that I had made in Hong Kong.
Oh, he's a dresser, y'all.
And I went in the cafeteria of the hospital, and I like to sit with the people. I like to, they had a section that was a doctor's section, and they had a section that was for the regular folks, and I saw the nurses, and I said, let me go over there and sit with them.
Yes.
And I had, I got some mashed potatoes and meatloaf and gravy.
Oh, no.
Right? So I'm going over, and, there's long tables with a bunch of chairs around them. My foot got caught on one of the legs of the chair. Timber! I felt my plate hit the table. The gravy and the meatloaf and the mashed potatoes went all over my suit. And one of the nurses reached out and put her hand in front of my head. Otherwise, my head would have hit the table. And she caught me. And you know who that nurse? She was the mother of Kevin Johnson, one of the famous basketball players from Oakland that eventually played
Sacramento.
Mayor of Sacramento.
He also became the mayor.
Yeah, became the mayor of Sacramento. Yeah, he caught, and she was a tall lady like her son, but she caught my head before I hit it. Although she couldn't clean my suit. I was kind of embarrassed that I had to leave with gravy all over my suit, but I was thankful that she caught me. So what I would ask is, and I sure wanted to see you stand on one foot today, Billy. I wanted to see that. But I would ask your audience, and these are things that a lot of stuff I tell you.
Next week.
You don't have to go to the doctor.
Hey, Doc, next week I will be prepared. If you say that I'll slip my shoe off, and if I fall, I fall. If I stumble, I stumble. But I'll probably do it the smart way, put my hand on the desk and fake it, okay? But going on with your story, Doc, you, I forgot what it was that you were having something at the end of some type of event, and you were having all the people come by, serving all this food, etc. And I came with Mr. Johnson and Pam and some other folks. And as I'm going to get the food, I'm dressed like you talked about. I'm dressed. I got my plate. Like you're talking about, I'm coming back to the table. And I tripped. And all the food came all on me.
So you've had that experience as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it's embarrassing, it's funny to some degree, but it's serious.
Yes.
And this is, I started this conversation, we talked about Father's Day. My father died because he fell and hit his head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and you as a young man could have hit your head and not just be embarrassed. And thank God, Kevin Johnson's mother put her hand out and caught my head.
Yes, yes.
Because even as a young person, you could get an intracranial hemorrhage, which is a form of a stroke. Now, to the listeners, can you stand on your non-dominant foot for more than 10 seconds? And if you can't, that means that you are definitely a high risk factor for falls, and not just tripping over the chair like me, but just stumbling, while you're trying to walk or go up some stairs or down some stairs. Now, folks should write this down. If your age is 50 to 59, you should be able to stand on one foot for 40 seconds. To get your watch out, get your cell phone out, and put the timer on. And if you're right-handed, stand on your left foot. If you left-handed, stand on your right foot. But if your age is 50 to 59, you should be able to stand on one foot for at least 40 seconds.
Well, let's see, Doc. Let's see if there are folks right now who can take this challenge. Let's make this your challenge for today. Is that they need to slip the shoes off and have the barefoot or some type of foot covering. And you want them to do what for how long? And we're asking if you are able to do this drill or you tried it and had difficulty. Call in on the 313-868-0351, and let us know how did it affect you if you care to try to accept this challenge from Dr. Watson today. Go ahead, Doc. Please explain it again.
Yeah. So if you're 50 to 59, you should be able to stand on your non-dominant foot for 40 seconds. If you're 60 to 69, which is my age group, I should be able to stand at least 30 seconds on a non-dominant foot. At least 30 seconds. So as you get older, the time restriction is less because we know that your neurologic system, your muscles, your bones, your joints, those things are all affected. Now let's say you got, mom and dad, and you wanted to visit them for Father's Day and the 4th of July is coming up. Let's say if they're between 70 and 79, they should be able to stand on one foot.
I got somebody who said they did these 30 seconds.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Okay. And how old are they?
How old are you? 61.
Okay. They passed.
Huh?
That's good. They passed the test.
That's right. That's right. And I'm going to tell you, I want you to continue, but I'm going to tell you this. Since we have the type of doctor that is willing to, off the cuff, just throw something out here for me to do, I'm going to come in next week. I'm going to have my shorty shorts on. I'm going to have my my Jones-sized T-shirt. And I'm going to be here. So if you say show the muscle, if you say show the chest, if you say show the thigh, if you say throw the foot, not the foot, but if you have something that you want me to demonstrate, you got the right guy. And I'll tell you this, I will say, I will embarrass myself, and I will embarrass myself to do what? To become great again. We all can do this together. So, Doc, we can all start rebuilding one piece at a time. We'll take one show out the week, and you can just have me do whatever physical you want me to try.
Well, you always did Joneser-size,
Yes.
Billy Jones and Joneser-size. And for those of you around the world who don't know, Billy Jones was and has been a worldwide international fitness instructor. And that's why I had no qualms about asking him to stand up and get on one foot. And I saw you stand up. You stood up.
Yeah.
You held on, but you held on to the desk.
Yes.
Okay?
I mean, it's interesting, and I'll tell you why it's interesting. Is because I want to show that I am not afraid to laugh with myself about where I am now, to where, as you spoke of, my physical abilities, all of those years and what I told folks to do for their future. And like I said, I come to Detroit. I leave my Jones-sized in Oakland, the Bay Area, and the world. I come here. I do all these things, but I'm not doing my Joneser-size. But I told folks, if you don't do it, you're going to lose it. I, too, fell victim to the same thing I told folks, and you, too, said the same thing. So now I'm willing to show, if you don't use it, you lose it. No matter who and how great you have been with your body, if you don't maintain it, it will get to that state. And I'll say to Doc, I have fallen off my porch walking down the stairs. I have fallen downstairs going downstairs. I have stumbled. See, you don't realize that all of these muscular things that you took for granted, they deteriorate. But I'm willing, that's why I say I'm willing to be the example of that person who got out of the shape and have to go through the humbling procedures to do what it takes to get back in shape. And then I'll be ready to lead again, folk. I'm no joke. You watch. Doctor, I want you, Doc, to do me on your telehealth. I want to get healthy. I will tell you what my problems are. If you need to send me a prescription to help me, I will accept that, because now I have you, I have health, and health is your wealth, and I have the man that can make me and others healthy. Again, Dr. H.G. Watson.
And I'm going to give you a prescription for health, and I'm going to give your audience a prescription of health today.
Yes,
and
sir.
You're talking about something so simple,
Mm-hmm.
is to prevent falls. And, I thought about it on Father's Day. I miss my daddy. He died because he fell and hit his head.
Yes.
And I said, you know what? That's what I'm going to talk about with Billy Jones, is falls. That's one of the leading causes of death for senior citizens.
Doc, also with that, don't leave. Stay with it. Just put the flow in concerning how many folks fall and break their hips.
That's where I was going next.
Go with it, Doc. We on the same.
They break their hips. That's a very, very common issue. You fall and you break your hips because you get this disorder called osteoporosis,
mm-hmm.
in which your hips lose their calcium, their bones lose their calcium, and they become softer. So as you see these soccer players getting kicked in their shin and their leg and their ankle, or you see a football player getting knocked down, their bones are strong, and they're taking calcium, and people should take calcium. 500 milligrams a day at least, which you could get at any pharmacy or grocery store. So take calcium as you get older. If you're 50 to 59, you should be able to stand at least 40 seconds. Up to 60 to 69, 30 seconds. And somebody who called already said they could stand for 31 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
70 to 79, you need to be able to stand on one foot for at least 20 seconds. And if you're over 80, you want to try to be able to stand for 10 seconds at least. Now, here's the prescription. And Billy, I don't want you to, I caught you blind today.
Yes.
I didn't tell you I was going to talk to you about this. And you did a good job by getting up. You held on to the desk.
Yes.
But I want everybody to practice this for the next week.
Okay.
Practice it. And I'm going to tell you, the more you practice, the better you're going to get.
Well, see, Doc, that's what we need is like an athlete that people say, well, why does he pay a trainer? An athlete who can do all these particular things, who've gone through the cycle of going through these workouts, etc. Why do they need to have a trainer? Because a trainer reminds you and pushes you to do the things that you forget or get lackadaisical about doing. You are our trainer, our doctor, and the things that you say that you want us to do from week to week to week, I will follow you, Dr. Watson. I will make an example of myself progression-wise. I don't care if the initial tryouts, and I say try because you trying to master it. I will go through that procedure and I will master it on TV. I will fail on TV. I will get greater, better on TV. I got my coach. I've got my doctor. I got my telehealth practitioner with me, and he can be with you, family. Let's all throw away the excuses of what we can't do. Let's do it the right way. Doctor, give us our prescription to health and what you're going to do for us.
And it doesn't, listen, this doesn't cost you anything.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to take a pill. You don't have to take a shot. You don't have to do anything special. Take your shoes off.
Mm-hmm.
The first few times you do it, and get a timer. Look at your watch, or take your cell phone and put it on start. And on your non-dominant foot, stand on one leg. Lift your other foot up above the ankle level, and then count and see how long you can do it. See how long you can do it. Now, here's another thing. If those of you, most people have cell phones now, you can Google yoga. And a lot of the yoga shows will show you how to stand on one foot. Now, you can put your arms out to the side. You can put your arms up above your head. You might even swing your arms around in the air to correct your balance. But this is a way that if you practice this every day, I'm going to tell you, you'll go from 10 seconds to 20 seconds, and 20 seconds to 30 seconds.
And we're going to go to the last few minutes, Doc, so you have to do the closeout. But that is a wonderful idea, and we'll work that. But we're on our closeout now, Doc.
Okay. Well, you always are going to hear me say that if you knew better, you could do better. And today we told you, stay away from environmental toxins. And we also told you to prevent falls. Look out for cords. on the floor. Look out for rugs and mats that you might trip over. Look out for anything sticking out that you might trip over. We always want you to, number one, have prayer and meditation. Number two, read and gain knowledge, because the healthcare system is about to change drastically. Number three, eat to live, don't just live to eat. Number four, get regular exercise. Practice that standing on one foot. 5, rid yourself of addictions. 6, get enough sleep. 7, get outside, commune with nature. Get that sunshine. Make you happy. And number 8, finally come on and see me. Go see your doctor. Number 8, get your sugar checked, your cholesterol checked, your thyroid checked, your prostate checked, your breast checked, your heart checked. And those are the 8 guidelines of healthy living. And stand on one foot for the next week and test yourself. Okay?
All right.
Because your health is your wealth, and when you have your health, you have everything.
And when we have a medical doctor like you, we have no excuses for us not having the understanding about how to get greater, better with our health. It don't matter that you was a legend. It don't matter that you was a bodyguard. It doesn't matter what you were. It's what you are today. And accept that and work with the doctor for us, you, me, family, friends that love you. And let's stay around and not just be living, laying in the bed, say, I'm still here. No, let us continue our lives. It don't matter where you are now. You can be and you can make a difference. You've got the advice of Dr. H.G. Watson on the Talk Beat Jones show. Every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11. Watch the program on Sunday, 15.2 from 4 to 5. Family, we love you. We appreciate you. We respect you. And we're going to continue to give you this wonderful, great information. And we want you to understand. We want to interact. That means we want to hear your telephone calls to the doctor. We want to hear your calls to me. I want you to hear the calls to Michelle. I want you to hear the call that says, tell your friends you love us, you appreciate us, and we got to say goodbye. Love you. Bye now.
Anywhere, because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And
.313watkins.com. Streaming on Roku.